We do have a quorum. Thank you, Steve, for coming.
Yeah.
Mark's in the hospital with his wife, and so we have the minutes from August. I don't know if anybody's read them. I read them initially.
Yeah, I read them a while ago.
So I don't know if anybody has
They seem okay.
any amendments or conditions.
I missed it.
Okay, so do I have a move? Anyone move to approve the minutes? No.
I moved to
Okay.
the
And a
minutes,
second.
the August minutes.
All right. And a vote to approve.
Aye.
Okay, approved. All right. Old business, Ag Day. Thank you, Steve, for all the work with Ag Day. My goodness, it was quite a success.
Seemed like a good turnout.
Yeah, a big turnout. I don't know how the farms did. I didn't get a sense of whether people really were engaging with the farms or not.
Well, we had a good day, but not quite as good as last year.
Yeah, I thought there was a big turnout, but a lot of people just walking through.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed with that. But at our booth, I have to say we need to send a big thank you to Wilson Kerr for he did a huge yeah, none of you were there. So he did a spin, had a pretty spin wheel, and he had the kids on the wheel. You'd land on an animal or a plant, and then he had questions about for them to answer. You know, what do monarchs feed on? How many butterflies are there in the world? Things like that. And parents really got engaged with it. It was very nice. I don't think he got very many questions about his natural weed killer. But that I thought was a great thing to have out there. But we do owe him a big thank you, and maybe get his feedback.
That sounds good, Isabel.
And then I focused on getting people to answer this questionnaire that I put together. And I could use some help in sorting all of the questionnaires by sort of regions of Concord. So I don't know if anybody wants to, with this survey, anybody wants to help me with that.
I can try to help you.
Because then I can.
Mark's shaking his head.
You too also? Okay. Who should, I'm feeling kind of swamped with it. We got a lot of people. I didn't count them up. What happened was that Leah just gathered everything and put it in bags and left it in my driveway. And then I sorted Mark's and I sorted yours and mine. And I have Mark's, some in the car and some on the table because his stuff was everywhere. And I think you got everything, Lois.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So who's gonna help? Who's gonna take sorting the questionnaires? Which one of you?
What do you mean by sorting them?
Well, most of them have an address.
Okay.
And so this one is on White Avenue. I don't know where White Avenue is.
I don't either.
You know, it means what?
It's near White's Pond.
Yeah. So I mean, we need to develop sort of regions like White's Pond, a Nurse Neck,
Okay, I got you.
Anthem, downtown, you know, that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then it would be easier. Then we need to plot them on a map.
Okay, I can do that.
Maybe you could sort, and then I did write to the town GIS person. I haven't heard back from her a month later. about, how we could put this on a GIS map, but I'm told that should happen easily.
Hmm.
So, do you have any connection with her, Mark?
I could check it out. Yeah, I should think we should be able to feed just a list of addresses into the GIS, and it should be able to say where they are. So
Exactly.
like, you can certainly do that with Google, you know.
So maybe, Lois, I don't know whether, you can type, the addresses and just make a whole list, and then we could see if she could, put them in. Is that the best way to proceed?
I'm the world. I'm not good on a keyboard. That's one of the problems with me doing
Okay. Well, that's,
anything with the things. I would tend to write them out by hand.
okay.
I could give it a try. I'm half decent with a keyboard. I could do a bunch and then take them over to her and see if she can put them on the map.
So let's start with that.
Yeah, we'll run a
There's
little
no point in
pilot.
sorting them when it could automatically be done.
Yes,
And,
Oh, okay, yeah.
okay. Who's the contact at the town?
I'd have to look at my sent messages to get her name, but I
Okay.
can forward that to you.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, and it was Dory at Fowler Library gave me her name and contact, and said,
Okay,
and she's also listed. She's also listed on the website for GIS Town.
okay,
Okay, so that's what we'll do, and then the other task that I have is the raffle for a book, and I need to draw the name and then contact those people. So I
okay.
can do that. And then
On the board here.
Leah really took care of the children's activity that you put together, Lois, which was really wonderful.
Well, you're the one who had the idea,
Kids-
so it was a
people-
group effort.
It was a nice, quiet way for kids to be in the mix without having to be loud and carrying on with questions and such. So really appreciate that.
Well, thanks for the idea.
No, that worked really well. I'll write a thank you to Wilson Kerr. I don't have his address. I wrote him asking for his address, but I didn't get it. I don't know if anybody has it, but I'll get it.
Okay.
I also have his tablecloth, so I need to return that. But I think one of the things, and you brought it up in the past, Lois, is that we really do need a sign that just says who we are. So that was the only negative that, I mean, I had the pollinator pathway sign, so we put that up and people could see that. But otherwise, there really wasn't any sign that talked about who we were. So I think we could probably easily make, a sign and laminate it and be able to hang it. Hi, Leah. I was just saying what a great job you did with the children's activities.
Oh, it was so much fun. Thanks for putting together the kit. It was a great kit for the kids.
Lois did that. So
Yeah, it was a big
I got
hit,
the
Lois.
idea from Isabel and then packed them up.
yeah, you
And-
packed up great. Really did.
I love that the little boys liked it just as much as the little girls.
Yeah. And I thought it was a nice quiet activity, but still in the mix of everything going on.
Yeah.
Low demand, but you were great at encouraging them. This one kid had a red body of the insect, and that was it.
Yeah.
So that was good.
It's a funny. I mean, what pleases them is not necessarily what pleases us,
Right.
but they're happy as can be.
So I don't know, Mark is gonna type up some of the addresses and see if we can get the town to do a GES. I'm gonna finish the raffle, and we're doing the children's sign. And then I'm gonna go out and talk to people about their property, the people that asked for it. So that's something I think once we put them on the map, if we can put them in a map in a timely manner, then I'll have an area to sort of say, oh, well, your neighbor, down the street, or, that kind of thing.
Do we have permission to put them on the GIS? Because that's public information.
I can't hear you, Mark. Mark, you're muted.
You're muted.
Yeah, I don't think we need to have this being public. I agree with you, Lois.
Yeah, I'd be a little concerned about that, Isabel.
Well, let's see if it's possible to do it without being public. I think.
What do you mean? Just have them run it for us and not put it on the website?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
or we could put it on the website, but not labeled. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yes, Leah.
Isabel, an option is in Google Earth Pro. I could drop all the addresses onto a map, and I think I could share it with you, or at least take a screenshot. So, but that would be a private way to basically put little pins on the map.
Let's do that. I think that sounds better to me. Simpler.
Okay, can you two talk about how you want to do that with the who types and who drops or whatever?
Yeah, and Isabel, I'm more than happy too if like I could swing by, and if you've got the stack of the papers, I mean I could input them all into like a Google Excel doc, and then I can put those into a Google Earth Pro.
I like that approach a lot better. Yeah, let's do that.
And the only thing is I'm used to doing this like for work with projects, but I don't always share. I think I can share it with you though, or we could look at it together. If you want like to come up with what's most efficient to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I can drop them off. I don't know your address, so give me your address.
44 Bradford Street.
Great. Okay, I can drop them off for you. I have to pull the raffle and contact those people.
Okay.
And then the other thing is that I will need their email address. I'll need on the raffle form. I have people that want me to visit them have their email and their phone number, so I'll need that back.
Yeah, well, what I can do is I could input that all into like an Excel file I can share with you, and that
perfect.
way we'll just have it
Ready to go, because
Yeah.
I'll need that to let all of these people know when we do the winter sow.
I think you had a lot of interest. So, let's say if you need any help, if it's not in my main work hours, I could definitely help.
Great. I think that'd be wonderful, really. Okay, so I will drop off. Okay, drop off the surveys to Leah. Super, excellent. And anything else with Ag Day? Lois, you're muted.
Thanks for the rock
Did I give you a rock?
in the basket with the what do you call it? The butterflies, the basket.
Oh,
I get it from you. I didn't notice it, but then I went to pick it up. I said, "What is in this thing?" Thanks. It's
well,
an interesting rock.
if you don't want it, I always need a rock. That was from my rock pile. Oh, that is
Very pretty.
yeah. Okay.
I'll return it to you. I've got some other things of yours from the spring, actually, that I borrowed in my car. So I've got stuff to go to you.
All right. So with the pollinator pathways, that was the next agenda item. People did indicate if they wanted a visit. So as we get that compiled, maybe we can look to see, I can start visiting people. I'm here this month. I'm gone the first 2 weeks in in October. So could start. Then I thought I'd start with the people that wanted a raffle. I sort of think that is the best way to start. Steve, you have any other thoughts about Ag Day?
Oh, you calling me?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I thought like I said, we had a good crowd there and people seemed interested and enthusiastic. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, somebody had told me that there were going to be goats. I never saw any goats or sheep.
I don't know, sometimes um
Marshall Farms brings some.
Marshall brings some
Yeah.
goats.
There was a goat. I saw a goat.
Oh, you did? Okay.
The sheep were on the first parish
Ah,
lawn between the commercial and the Wright Tavern on Main Street. They were there.
I think that was separate but associated.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, 250 to 50th people.
Oh, all right. So new business was Ag Day follow-up, which I think we covered in reviewing Ag Day. And anything else for Ag follow-up with Ag Day?
Yeah, Isabel, just a quick note. You had printed out a packet, a stapled packet that had, I believe, plants that are common that are not native that could potentially become invasives, and also included a list of invasives. And I think that was on one side, and the other side had like an alternate suggested native plant. And a couple people thought that was actually a really interesting packet and were wondering if they could take it. But maybe in the future we could print out, it was like 2 or 3 people asked about it, but maybe we could print out a few more for the next event.
Good feedback.
But there are definitely people asking about invasives, and maybe it might be nice if we could come up with some resources, maybe like sheets, a little laminated slide that had examples of some invasives too.
So I've approached Natural Resources, Land Trust, and the library to do an invasive walk so people could know, identify. And so that's in the works for planning. I think we need, and the thought was that it would probably be like late October, because Will Holden, who's the land manager, would probably lead it. And he is going on paternity leave anytime now. So I think that's where having the email list, we could let people know that we're doing an invasive walk.
Yeah, definitely.
And maybe even have that as an attachment.
That's a great idea.
Okay.
I'll keep an eye out too if I see any resources or.
The first book that I got was actually from the town.
Yeah, Natural Resources has an invasive book.
Yeah, I have that, and I have another book too, but I think it costs like $1 or something, the book.
Yeah, I think the more if we can do it by email, then people might, key into it.
Yeah, I mean, originally, but I mean, occasionally, maybe we can get a few of the Natural Resources books the next time around that we table.
Good idea.
And just, even if we just have a table one, at least tell them where they can go get one. I found the pictures not great, but at least, and they contrasted the things. I found it, helpful to begin to learn.
Good. Anything else with the Ag Day follow-up?
I'm sorry I missed going. I felt terrible, but
I hope you feel better now.
I'm gradually improving.
Good. So we already thanked Janet Rothrock. And clerk elections. So I think that Mark had to leave because of his wife and visiting hours, etc. But I do think we need to everybody take a turn with some of the obligations, and or else take it as a role to keep the committee going. And so we do need a clerk. Leah, before you came, we had Christine. And that was what she did, is that she kept the minutes and then forwarded them to Mark, and he sent them all out. So if I think about the different roles, I mean, Mark organizes the town Zoom. We have the minutes. And what other roles are there? And also chairing the meeting, and maybe we should circulate chairing the meeting, based on the minutes that get sent out. I am not going to be here on October 8th, which is our next meeting. So somebody else will need to chair. Mark asked me to chair tonight, which I was happy to do, and clearly he couldn't because of family obligations. Does someone want to sign up to chair?
I can do that.
Okay, so you're going to chair in October. Somebody want to sign up for minutes?
I can do minutes.
Okay, so Lois will be chair, and Leah will be minutes, and Mark will be the Zoom.
Okay.
What do I do for minutes? Sorry.
He has a form that he thinks we should use, but he didn't forward it, so we'll ask him to forward it. You have his email address, so if he doesn't do it, just remind him that you need the minutes. I think we all do need to locate new people, with Janet leaving, and I did speak with the public health director this morning, saying we're supposed to have a public health person on our committee. So I'll have to follow up with that. But we do need people that are interested, and there's so many people in town who have expertise either in the chemical part of it or the native plant part, or just a strong interest. I think I was going to send it out to Green Thumbs and see if anybody's interested in joining the committee.
What about the bee people?
I don't know what bee people.
The like, what do you call them? The Northeast beekeepers.
I don't know them at all. You have a contract?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Steve, you have any ideas of people that might be good for the committee? Any doers or thinkers?
I don't know whether we get, I think was Brian Kramer on it once before?
Brian Windmiller?
No, Kramer,
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Hutchins Farm.
Oh, okay.
Can you speak with him?
I can ask him, yeah.
Okay. That would be great. Is he on the ag committee?
Yeah,
So he might be, he would be a really good link then.
And the other thing I was thinking is Gaining Ground has a lot of volunteers.
Yeah,
They may have some volunteers. I can try to talk to them too.
okay.
That through just people who are interested in plants and farming and pollinators, whatever.
Right, and chemicals, organic, yes.
we could try Ricky Marshall, but we haven't been able to get him to come to Ag Committee, so I don't know if we'll get him here. But he's a beekeeper.
Yeah, he supports the pollinator plot that's next to his farm quite a bit.
Right.
I talked to him. I don't know. He's I mean, that doesn't hurt to ask, so I can
Right.
ask.
He likes to stick to home, I think.
Yeah,
He's a little busy, like you.
Well, I think, I do think, he doesn't have a whole lot of, uh, he does it all.
Yeah.
I don't think he hires many people.
Right.
It's a pretty small operation. A lot of work, but
A
still,
lot of work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Leah?
At any of the tabling events we do, could we ever have like a little, like a little sign or something that says, if interested in joining, or are we not supposed to do that?
Oh, I think we can do that.
We can do that.
Because it seemed like on Egg Day, we talked to a lot, or at least I talked to a lot of people that were like, oh yeah, I have a, big pollinator garden. I ripped out all my invasives, like people that were very knowledgeable and just like happy that we were there. But I don't, I think if they saw that maybe there was an opportunity to join.
Well, that's a great idea. Maybe it also if we do a follow-up email to invite people to join our committee.
Yeah, definitely.
And well, we could also get some print out a few of the forms for town volunteers. So that, we have that. It's funny, it's supposed to be called a volunteer card, but it still says a green card on this.
Yeah.
Lots of places on the website.
But I wouldn't be so I guarantee, I bet that if like next tabling event we had like even a sign up sheet, like, would
Yeah.
you be interested in getting involved? I mean, based on how much interest we had in the walkthroughs, I think we could definitely, and I think there'd be people interested too, Isabel, if you're doing, invasive pulling events, I think people would be interested.
Mm.
What about anyone from your Haywood Meadow group, Isabel?
On the committee? None. Well, two things. If you're on a committee, you can't be on another committee. But none of them all of them that the committee is pretty sedentary.
Okay.
And there's one person is she on the committee? I don't actually, I was talking to Chris Van Dyke today and I don't think she's on the committee. We've done a lot with Hayward Meadow together. But yeah, I don't think that's going to work.
Yeah. Okay. Just a thought.
One of the things that I was very impressed with the garden club is they had blow up pictures of many of the active things that they have sponsored. And I had no idea that they had sponsored the Mansfield. And there were several others. I wish I had taken a picture of it because I don't remember. I got talking with Hewitt about it. And her husband is president of Native Plant Trust. And she thought he might be interested. And I thought, whoa, I don't know.
I think we're little fish.
I think we're little fish, but she said I should try them. So I don't know. I'll have to get up my nerve.
But maybe the other garden club, there might be.
Well, that's why I went to the garden club.
Okay.
To say, do you have, if you have somebody you think might be, interested in joining, and immediately everybody said, oh, talk to Lauren, and Lauren said, oh, my husband, I pulled out the glossy brochure of him as president, and I was like, since I don't always agree with Native Plant Trust, I know I belong, but I don't. They sell a lot of things that aren't native.
Yep.
So new business those are the things that Mark had listed. I think, Steve, I meant to catch you or Jen to see if we could sign up to have the winter sow this next year.
Yeah, I'm sure we can do that. We just figure
Could we-
out the right times.
Okay, I think with the second weekend of January on that Sunday. I think we've got a tradition going almost. You've been so generous. It's really fantastic. And a lot of people, again, showed a lot of interest. So I think that would be, was it Saturday or Sunday? I think we did Sunday because it was less busy. That would be the 12th.
Okay, well, the best thing would be to call the farm stand and tell Barbara to put it on a calendar.
Barbara?
Yeah,
Okay.
It was a big hit last year.
Yeah,
yeah, it seemed to get a good turnout, and I think people enjoyed it.
yeah, it was really nice.
So I've paid for it in the past. I'll look into possible grants for that. So we're looking at January 12th. And the library, I'll talk to the library. Barbara at the farm stand. And so I think, that's already pretty, and the COA has asked that we do one there again. And I need, she asked to get on the calendar for that.
And we're asking it too.
Oh,
PHA,
and housing,
PHA, Housing Authority.
okay.
They really enjoyed that last year. The library, we also had, the kids from the high school. With
Oh, yeah.
the green
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, green team.
Oh, yeah.
And I should ask Priscilla if,
And your people who come from the ARC too are really sweet.
yeah,
I guess they have to get community service hours or something to the ARC people.
the ARC people, no, they just enjoy it.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they come to Green Thumbs and different activities. They really enjoy the community.
yeah,
Yeah, Joanne and Val.
Yeah,
yeah,
and Janice sometimes.
yeah. Janice used to be my neighbor.
Oh,
So I think so the next events would be the invasive pull walk. And then also, so next events. Invasive, and I'm waiting on natural resources for that, I think. And then the winter sow. And then that we should organize a transplant workshop in probably June 1st. And I don't know, is there anything before that?
What
There's
about,
Earth Day, or we have to plan Earth Day.
yeah,
Okay,
Earth Day is what? March, April? I can never remember.
I see when it is this next year.
And do we do any seed cleaning or collecting?
I haven't done that. I did, I mean, I've tried it with land trust and natural resources. Oh, it's April, Earth Day is April 22nd. It gets tricky because of where you get your seeds from, and then storage and everything else. I haven't been as eager to get into that because I've done the cleaning with
Lincoln?
Southborough, and they do a big event, and I would rather we put our energy into helping them with their cleaning,
Okay,
because they do a big collecting, cleaning, whatever. Yeah, I think we're going to be busy enough with visiting the properties. And this morning at Conservation Coffee, they emphasized that our towns around us have had infected people with triple E, and so the mosquitoes at dawn and dusk are the most at-risk ones. So to be sure to super protect yourself or to avoid those hours. Carlisle has it. I think Carlisle and Acton have affected people.
wow.
So we need to be careful. So what else do we need to?
Well, we still haven't done our, what do you call it? Review our, what do you call it?
The goals, the mission?
Yeah, the mission. I can't-
Okay, so,
With that, and then, but we're probably gonna make some changes. And we need to go back to, basically, we need contact with at some point with the select board. Other than getting approvals for people, but basically, we're in the place to advise the select board. Now, it was like about 1.5 years ago when I was watching one of the meetings, and one of the golf courses came up that, heavily uses pesticides on there and herbicides, etc. And somebody, and I think it was Mary Hopman at the time, she wasn't chair then, pushed back on, they were looking for a liquor license, and they pushed back on about what they were doing. I mean, I was surprised that they even mentioned it, but I thought that was, they didn't go very far. They just kind of let them know that they'd prefer that they'd use less, and, look into that.
so Mark has said a lot about Nishotic. So I wrote to Delia and said, where there was a concern about a lot of chemical use. And she said that that's really under Fish and
Wildlife,
yes.
yeah,
And that we should write a letter to them about our concerns. So I don't know if you or Mark would be interested, or somebody else on the committee, to draft a letter that we would send to Fish and Wildlife.
I could take a shot at it and ask Mark to, to take a
Fish and
okay,
Game.
because they're on the river. They're right on the river there. And my neighbor takes samples, but he takes the samples for, I think it's
Or
the Sudbury Valley trustees, but he doesn't know what the samples really show. And so I was thinking that might be something to look into, is what's the water like before? What's it like afterwards?
well, I mean, that if you want to do that, if you want to do that, that's fine. But I think a letter just expressing.
Oh, I think the fish and wildlife people are the the bigger thing. But the other piece is, if they're taking samples, what are they measuring? I was just curious. I'll check on
That might be
can find-
available from ORS, so you could actually call them, and I think they would be able to tell you.
yeah, like
If it's like a citizen sampling, I would be guessing similar to like the Charles River Watershed Association does. They'll have people in the community sample for water parameters like nitrate, sulfates, pH, just, I think standard water indicators that can be a bigger indicator of like the health of a stream.
Mhm.
But
Steve, you're down in that area. Has
Well,
this come up in, for that? I mean, that whole area floods so much.
Well, we test all of the streams and water sources we use, and primarily we're testing for E. coli.
Right, right.
And we've been surprised we found that in some of the streams we thought were pristine.
Yeah, no,
So we put in two substantial wells in the last few years, and that's where we do most of our irrigating from.
to
Yeah.
avoid the contaminated water.
The wells are clean, but the we had E. coli in a lot of the surface water,
Wow.
Interesting. Yeah,
and it wasn't from us because there's no livestock
right.
Yeah.
around the home place.
Is that what beaver fever is?
Pardon?
That's Giardia. That's
Oh,
a different,
Giardia, that's
different
right.
kind of bacteria, yeah.
So I guess I should ask for, does everyone agree that we draft a letter to Fish and Game about the golf course
I
pesticide?
will,
chemical?
I'll try to write up something, but
Okay, and then we
I'll
could
bring it
could
back.
put on it.
yeah,
Okay,
and check with Leah and you and Mark and Steve and the crew.
okay.
Well, do we know if there have been detection in streams nearby?
So explain that a little bit more, please.
Well, I wonder if any of the water's been tested and the streams going through the country clubs and whether
Okay, so ask them about the streams.
Okay,
That's a good idea.
thanks, Steve.
yeah, don't assume it without knowing.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. I think absolutely. You know, have they tested, and, you know, should the public be concerned?
Is there anything else we should ask them, Steve?
I don't think. I mean, I'm not sure. Just there are so many tests they can do, and I don't know. I think there are a couple they can narrow it down to that are appropriate.
Good.
Okay.
All right. Well, I've sort of pushed us right through. What other, I'll write up these minutes as best I can. It's pretty messy at this point.
And Isabel, I joined right when you were talking about a sign for the club,
Mm-hmm.
or I'm guessing for tabling events, it might be nice to have a more formal sign.
Yes, I agree. And since our budget is zero, and I have told Mary Hartman and the finance chair people that we have a zero budget and we could use a couple $100. I haven't petitioned for it. I was thinking I could just do a 8x11, you know, typed sign that says, and maybe we could, you know, decorate it a little bit and then laminate it. I don't think you have to be fancy.
And I can talk to Billy Crosby across the street.
Oh,
Steve, I think he just did a sign for you guys for Barrel Farm.
Oh yeah.
But I could talk to Billy and his crew. Maybe we could throw together something.
oh, that'd be wonderful. Oh, good.
They're a great bunch.
That
okay.
would be like a big sign for when we do a big table.
Yeah, maybe something that could go over the front.
Down
Yes.
the front, yeah,
We
across.
had trouble keeping any sign up on the tent. That was not possible.
Right, sort of like a banner that goes across that front. Is that what
Yeah.
you're thinking?
And if you have any ideas on what you think would be a good dimensions, yeah, in content, let me know.
You know, the other thing that might work is if we could clip it to the tent. You know what I mean? Hang it with clips, get it to eye level. Because, you know, when things are hanging down off a table, you just don't see them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
Well,
if they had clips, I mean, I think you can.
Maybe something we could ideally use both. So if there's a tent, you could clip it up high, but if we don't have a tent, you could like pin it to the table or something.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah,
Maybe-
okay, that's like a big sign, but then, like, when we have one of those small tables at like the library where we're all squished in, you know, I do have, that's why I had bought those little, the little,
Mhm.
boards, the little bulletin boards. And, so that we had something, because we had everything falling over the last time. We tried the music stand and that kept getting knocked over, and we had so much little space, so I have the little ones there. It's like an 8.5 by 11 or 11, you know, can put it either way.
Yeah, I think a sign that's 8.5 by 11 is big enough, as long as it's,
Well, I think there's two things. I honestly think there's two things. We need something bigger. I would
Yeah.
like to- And then we need, and then have the other
Smaller.
one ready to go when we just have those small, like squish in table things, or when we do like a what do you call it? A sew, a winter sew or something like that, that we have a small sign.
Yeah,
It'd be
agreed.
nice. I mean, I don't know. I think like when we have the bigger table for like Ag Day and Earth Day, it'd be nicer to have something that's a little bigger than little.
well, I think it would be nice to have one that would fit on those stands that we had, the glass.
Okay, that's about 8.5 by
Yeah,
11. It's like a standard page, but a
Yeah.
little shorter usually.
you know, the ones that kept falling off until I put the duct tape roll on them.
Whatever, yeah.
Thank you, Leah. That would be great.
So,
That
so
would be
do you
super.
want me to do a small sign, or just Leah going to do both of them?
Well, Leah's gonna talk to Bill Cosby,
Okay,
And
right?
yeah, I'll talk to Billy and then Lois, if you wanted to think about the smaller size that could fit on the little stand
I
you have.
think we need, just, we should have something available, because
Yeah,
like we don't say who we are.
So Lois, you'll work on a small one, and Leah, you'll talk to Billy about,
a bigger,
Mhm.
correct. And Lois, if you do like, because Billy can do laminated, like, things
Oh.
that are a little higher quality, but Lois, if you have an idea of the dimensions that you think would work for a smaller sign, let me know and I can talk to Billy as well.
Yeah, it's basically, it's like 8 by 10.
Okay.
That's, yeah, that fits in any that, some of the sign stands are 8.5 by 11, some are less.
Okay.
So 8 by 10 would sort of, usually do it. And there's plenty of frames and things that are 8 by 10.
I think that's something that can be done on some of the computer programs quite easily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Billy has about a year's work ahead of him, and he's not very inexpensive. He
Yeah.
does great work. And the other thing, if you just want a banner, we've gotten some pretty good deals on banners being printed online that we can hang on a tent. It'd
Oh,
be a
good.
little bigger than that. You can get them 3 or 4 feet or whatever you want.
Okay. I'll look online too, see if I can find some good deals.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Leah, can I have your phone number? Is that a possibility?
Yeah, I'll text it to you so it's
Okay,
not in the public.
okay, that's right, because this is, yeah, can go. Thank you. Or
All
email.
right.
I guess my address is in here now, so.
That's true. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I know I've done that, given my phone number and said, oh, this is a public meeting.
Okay, well, 5 minutes left. So other things, anything?
No, thanks to everybody for doing such a nice job. It sounded like on Ag Day.
No, good teamwork.
Yeah, it really was. It worked very well.
I can't tell you, I could cry. I was so annoyed
Mm.
with back spasms, and I can sit, I'm sit now and can stand better than I could on, definitely better than Saturday. But Saturday was a horror show.
I'm about with you now. I can sit, and that's about all I did at Ag Day, waiting for a new hip.
Ooh,
Wow, congratulations. That'll be a real jump, won't it?
I hope so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd
well,
be,
good luck.
wish you the
yeah.
best with that. So I won't be here the 8th of October, but that's the next meeting. And everybody have a great September. We'll be in touch, Leah, with the survey people. And I'll send out these minutes for everybody to chop up, and please do it, you know, I'm not a scribe normally, so I'll do my best. Taking my turn. All right. Have a great September.